Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? Nikki, probably not here. She probably hopefully went to sleep. Thanks, Nikki, as always. Scott, Ralph, how you doing? Good. Maybe there won't be that many people. I have trying to get crap out of now. Here we go back to what I was talking about before. How these freaking years are clipping off, man. We're December tomorrow, man. I mean, remember when I said before a year ago that Christmas is going to be right around the corner? All of a sudden it's Christmas. Well, we're here, and it sure doesn't seem like a freaking year to me, but maybe to you it does. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if it's this time of year, but I still don't have the crap that I need to put the kayak deal together. You can see some stuff here that I have. I'm in disarray now. Some rod holder stuff for some deals, a bunch of parts in here, charge controllers, fuses, wire, stuff like that. But the bimini top still hasn't gotten here. The batteries here, the solar panels here, all this stuff. I don't have. I guess what I'm saying, I don't have everything that I need to even really, get started. I need the battery box that I bought. It just now arrived in Thailand and is going through customs here in Thailand. So I'll probably have that, but I thought I'd have it already so that I could start building everything that I need in there. But maybe it's about 3 days behind. And I'm guessing maybe it's because it's Christmas. Stuff, does it take a long time for crap to get out of China? Yeah, normally, but it's like exceptionally long. Two of the items, I don't know what, hey, David, how you doing, man? Um, uh, Two of the I don't understand these people, and I type them back, the Chinese, and they said, "Oh, we canceled your thing." Well, why? Oh, it's not in stock. I said, "It's been a week since I ordered it. Why would you sell me something that's not in stock?" They don't answer. They don't know, you know. So I had to reorder some stuff that I needed. So I was hoping I was going to have everything so I could put it together this weekend and then go to Sisaket on Monday or Tuesday for a couple of days and try out the kayak. But if I'm lucky, maybe the end of next week, because I've got some places I've got to go on the 20th of December, and then for 2 days, and then on the 28th, I'm driving to taking the electric hot rod and going to to Pattaya, and then the kids are coming over to spend the 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, and the 1st. We check out on the 1st, so 4 nights or something. And we're going to that same Garden View hotel. It's a very reasonable hotel, very clean, 4-star type deal. A lot of Thai people. We've been there 2 or 3 times. It's a good place. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think maybe we're hitting that, Ralph. We're hitting that, the Christmas stuff. If people are smart, they've already ordered the crap out of China and stuff, or long lead items or shipping items in anticipation of having them for Christmas. I just got off the phone with my grandkids and my son this morning. I'm trying to do that. I kind of talked to him the other day. At least I'd like to do it once a week, but at least twice a month. We were on the phone for maybe 15 minutes, showed the kids the dogs, the fish, and talked about stuff. I got 4 grandkids, and so that was cool. And then I asked them if I sent them some money to buy some stuff for them there, so I don't have to worry about. We're buying them shirts. They wanted shirts, so we're trying to nail down the sizes, and so they're helping us out with that. And then Knit Noy will get that and ship them, and hopefully they'll get those in a couple of weeks. But yeah, so at least that's a little bit easier, and that's the only real Christmas gifts I'm going to buy. Maybe something for my wife, and that's probably it. Maybe the kids here, but I'm not, and it's not going to be a big deal. I'm not going to go crazy. Hey Al, how you doing? What wanted to sell me? But then again, half the cost of yeah, yeah, perfect for Seattle roads. What roads? Yeah, it was. Hey, hey, Shar, what's up? Hope you're well. Um, yeah, I watched one of your videos. Which one did I watch? You guys aren't subscribed, by the way. Where am I? Here. Um, please subscribe. Jared's got a good channel, good man, stand up dude, and does some good stuff. Hopefully, I don't think he's gonna make it back here to Thailand, so I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go to his area, which I want to go to anyway, because I haven't been over there. So I will do. Yeah, everything's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm just waiting on putting the kayak and all the stuff that I had to get. Uh, the high ticket items I pretty much got. That would have been the battery. The battery was 6,200 baht, which is still cheap for 12-volt, 100 amp hour lithium ion phosphate battery, and a battery box, and but all the stuff is hinged together. I'll show you. And then this one's a rod holder that goes on a box that I bought. Let's see. Just for instance, just so you guys can kind of see, I bought a bunch of tubes of this. Not only it's aquarium safe, so I bought it not only to if I have to fix anything on the pond. I had to replace the motor yesterday. This is the 30 amp MPPT charge controller. This is some of the wire that I've got, 10, and then these fuses are I've got a couple that are, well, actually I've got them below this box. This is a little dry box that I'm going to have to put my wallet and phone in. These are waterproof 30 amp fusers. One's going to go to the power into the charge controller, and the other one's going to go for the in on the solar panel. 30 amps each, and there'll be a 60 amp going out for in case I go to a bigger trolling motor, and another 40 amp, and there's going to be a stent there so that I'm putting the same. If you guys watched any of the trailer videos, I installed that battery monitor, and I got the same one for this. So I'm going to mount it in a weatherproof little housing that I can just set next to the depth finder or something, so that I can see the state, how much percentage of the battery, how long running at whatever I'm running, troll it, whatever I'm doing, how long the battery would last, get all that information. That was 1,700, but the biggest was the battery. And then if I go ahead and if that 18, which I'm gonna imagine that 90% of the time that little 18-pound motor on that kayak is probably fine. But any kind of wind and stuff with me, I'm 265 pounds, and then the kayak and everything else, I don't want to do this shit with the plus you can't. It's got outriggers on it. It's really hard to actually paddle. But so that's why I went with a little bit. I could have went with a 50 amp hour battery, I think, for what I was doing, but it's really weird. The 50 amp is like 4,000, and this one was 6,100 for double the amp hours. So a little bit heavier, but now they've got these lithium ion. Can you imagine what is a lead acid 12-volt 100 amp hour battery weigh? 80 pounds, I'm guessing. Well, this same one, the mini they call them, and I'll show you guys when I get it's in the house. But when I'll do a video on it anyway, so anybody that's interested can take a peek. It weighs 9.7 kilos, 21 pounds or something. It's like nothing compared to the other one. Now, granted, the 50 amp hour would have been lighter, but we'll see. We'll see if I overload this kayak. It only can take 150 kilo, I think, and I'm 118, so I'm pushing it. But if I go to a heavier motor, I got to I ordered a box that I'm going to try to make a crate for the back of it to put stuff on. And I want to be able to slide the battery box over to the opposite side of where I've got the trolling motor. The trolling motor's on the side, which isn't ideal either, but it'll be fine. I think it's going to be cool. And then I've got to cut about 5 inches out of the center of that bimini top, and that should be fairly easy. And then I've got the flexible 220 watt panel, which should keep me going all day, no problem. Yeah, that's my wife's preferred is Shopee. For some reason, they don't want to put their app on my USA phone. Lazada, I've been doing shit. I get stuff delivered here almost every day for the past 3 or 4 years from Lazada. It's horrible. I did the same thing with Amazon when I was in the States. But made it either try possibly. Yeah, the tires are fairly reasonable. I got to find out on the electric hot rod. I think the electric hot rod's coming up on 3 years. For some reason, I tried to put it into my wife's skull, but I don't think Thai people really grasp the idea of rotating their tires, because you can get twice the life out of them easy, just by rotating. And I told my wife. She said that she told them when she brought it in for service, whether they did it or not. But anyway, she had a leak and had a flat tire the other day, a couple of weeks ago. And so I think it's time I'll take a look at them. I haven't really looked at them, but we're going to take that car on the 28th to Pattaya. So I want to make sure. So it's due. I think it's due for tires, but they just can't grasp the idea of rotating tires. You bought side bags. What kind did you get, David? You get like me, the Shads? I think mine are 26 liter. I don't remember. I'd like to take it in the ocean. It's a little small. It's actually just this much under 10 foot. It's a 9 10 or something. So it's on the shorter side for rivers, smaller bodies of water. And for me, with everything off of it, it only weighs 53 pounds. So that was the big key for me to at least try this one. Worst case scenario, a lot of people like this kayak, the manufacturer and everything, and shouldn't have any problem with getting rid of it and getting a 11.5 or a 12 foot kayak. But then I'm going to have to figure out how do I get it on the top of the frickin' truck. So I have to check into it. But yeah, I'd take it out. I'd take this one out in the ocean. The hardest part for me is getting my fat ass into the thing. On the lake and stuff like that, I can just go out into knee-high water and just kind of flop my body onto it, and it shouldn't be a problem. But there at the ocean, of course, here there's no real, except for when we have a lot of wind or something. There's usually no waves, what I consider waves. I come from Southern California, where we actually had waves, but here they don't really. Now thinking about it, so I would try it. When I do go, still haven't decided how I'm gonna do Pachuap at the end of January. But I think I'm going to do it that way, man. I think I want to cruise and take my time and take a week and a half to get there, and then fly the old lady into Hua Hin, pick her up, do the wedding for 2 days, put her back on a plane and back home, and then take a week to get back home. Because, like I said, that guy that watched the channel for a little while and met up with me at one of the camping places we went to. He said going up there, there's all sorts of beaches all the way up past Bangkok, heading to Hua Hin, past Hua Hin, all the way down. That he just got out there, parked right on the beach, and no one around, no one bothered him. So I'd like to. I could do that. I'd like to try that. Shads. They made a couple sizes. I think they made a 26 and a 32. I think mine are the smaller ones. I know they are 20 something, and I think they made a 32. I don't know if that's what Maui ended up putting on or whether he put the 26s on. But I dig mine. I've been thinking about because we last year we went to Koh Chang for on the bikes with Maui and a friend of his, and Andrew and Quan went in a car, and Bobby and Jai went in a car, and we spent 3 days, I think, in Koh Chang at a really nice resort, and then we went to the day before Thanksgiving. We drove over to John Tiem Pattaya and did Thanksgiving there, which was awesome. That was the first real Thanksgiving meal I've had since I left the States. Had turkey and gravy and mashed potatoes and that kind of stuff. And I hadn't had it for a while anyway, because me and this one here, she didn't like turkey. And so it was either all ham. And years ago, I want to say before she passed in 18. For 10 years, probably prior to that, on Thanksgiving and Christmas, we changed from traditional to a 4 or 5 bone prime rib. And we would get a big old prime rib. And then for the next week, I sliced it thin, and we'd have prime rib, French dip sandwiches, which are one of my top favorite sandwiches, and just gorged on those, which is probably why I weigh 260 pounds. So, but yeah, it was good. So we changed. It was easier, but I missed the turkey. I like that euphoric, I want to sleep afterwards coma it would put you in. Hey, Jay, how you doing? We will go to Nan. And I don't know where's Nan. New Year's will be in Pattaya, probably. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. I still want to build the trailer. I just don't know, between doing this kayak, putting solar on the Ubon house, which is a definite have to do it. I have no choice, pretty much. 5 kW system with a 148 200 amp hour battery should be fine, because it's only him, and when I'm there, I'm the only one that's running an air conditioner, so that battery should probably run the air conditioner pretty much all night. And I should get away with it for about 150,000 baht. I'm going to work with the solar guy here and have him do it again. I had Turkey Day at the VFW in Kansas City. It was pretty good, but they like doing it myself. Yeah, it's hard here too, but I think it's getting a little easier here, JR. In the Americanized tops and the Villa and stuff like that, they're starting to bring them in. I always liked getting fresh turkeys when I was in the States. Get a butterball. I think they were fresh, and not have to worry about, because I was on that kick with dropping them and deep frying them, and man, if you didn't get the turkey, damn near a week before, and slowly defrost it in the refrigerator, and then take it, if you still had a frozen center in that some bitch, you could blow the top off of that, that oil. In fact, a lot of people did, but I got away from that later on. But we always got the fresh ones. You paid a little bit more, but it was once a year. I mean, again, money's relative, right? And that's all I really want, Jay, is just once a year. I'd be fine with that. I do now, mentioning the prime rib. I'm kind of jonesing to get a prime rib and cook a prime rib again. It was great, because it was only me and her. That's how we spent. I'm going to say the last 10 or 12 years before she passed. Just me and her, Christmas and Thanksgiving, and we'd sit by, and I'd get, you could have got like a 2-bone, and I'd get like a 4 or 5-bone big old ass prime rib, and then because I wanted to make sure we had plenty that I could slice up and have those French dip sandwiches for a week at least. So, hey, wish happy birthday. It's his birthday today. Poe on the go. But But yeah, so the kayak I'm behind on. You can kind of see I bought a set of wheels. These go under the, it's a mess in here. I had to change that pump. This goes under the kayak and makes it easy to move around. I'm also going to, when I get that far and get it off, because some places that I'm going to go, I know the ramp or where I can put the kayak in at could be far away. And again, I'm not doing this for exercise. So I want to make a makeshift. Doesn't have to be a great deal, off of the 125, probably off of the top rack, dropping down and grabbing the front of the kayak just to cruise in first gear, wherever, kilometer down the road to a ramp and put it in the water. So I got to do that. But I'm still waiting. Main thing I'm waiting for is the battery box. Then I'll be able to start putting all the shunts and the fuses and everything inside the lid of the box. It has 2, I think, cigarette lighters, got a battery readout on it. I'm going to have 2, I think they're Anderson connectors. One is going to be a slide in for the trolling motor. The other one is going to be a slide in for the solar panel. So make it real easy to connect and disconnect and get out of there. Like I said, I'll do a video on it in case anybody's interested. It has me, I always get fascinated when doing this, but I've been with the solar and the trailer that I want to build and the kayak, and the house and the trailer, it's awesome, to be able to go out there and not have to spend any money, especially if it's sun shining out and I've got it out there. That panel will probably, unless I'm just wide open, which I probably won't be, it's going to keep that battery charged. So I don't even have to charge it. So it's going to cost me nothing to go out and fish and do whatever I want. So, Lonnie Anderson on the go. Where did John go? I said hi. Cool. Yeah, say happy birthday. Did I see Andrew in here? What did I do? Hey, Andrew, what's up? How about a sidecar? Don't have a deal on potential wobble. Yeah, you mean a sidecar on what? On the Forza? I imagine there's. Well, you know what somebody had said. I think it was Logan, who I haven't seen in a while. I wonder how they're doing. He had a good idea because I'm on the trailer build. I'm really concerned about the weight for a 24 volt, 200 amp. They're heavy, heavier. Everything that I can cut off, I've got to keep the weight down. The trailer has to be aluminum, so I'm going to have to find somebody to weld and design and put the trailer together as light as possible. I'd like to be right around 300 pounds max, but the air conditioner is heavy. The pop-up tent, rooftop tent trailers heavy, or tent. The battery's heavy. That's pretty much it. Those 3 items, and the trailer, of course, is going to weigh something. So I really don't know. I had a tent trailer that I pulled with my 78 or 79, I can't remember, shovelhead bagger. I pulled a little actually manufactured tent trailer. It was actually pretty cool. And I did a couple of camping trips in it. So for the Forza, yeah, you have seen one. Cool. But Logan had said, maybe you could split it and put 2 batteries in your side bags. So I'm adding weight to the scooter, but at least out of the trailer pulling. So I don't know what difference it would make. The biggest thing is going to be, I'm not too worried about inclines. Just take it easy. If it is too much weight, it'll just burn the belts up in the thing, or a clutch up, or whatever, if it's in a motorcycle with a clutch. But I think if I keep it, according to what I've seen, they say half to 2/3 of the weight of what you're pulling it with. So it's a hell of a lot different when you're the weight of a full dresser versus a Forza. But I think 300, 350, if I can keep in that range, I think I'll be all right. I won't know until I hook it up. And then, like I said, my main out is worst case scenario, or regardless of whether it works or not, I'm going to put a trailer hitch on the Suzuki that we bought for Sim, and then the girls can take it out camping anytime they want. They like camping, probably even like it better. They're 18 and 21, or almost 19 and 22, I think. I think Sim just turned 22. But anyway, they would probably dig going out by themselves, having a good time. I did stack it as high as possible. Yeah, that's true. Salang, yeah, there you go. Oh, I did. I forgot to tell you guys too. Finally got a hold of when I went over to my wife's boss's land, which was 5 minutes from here. I did the tent camping video there, and I did the first trailer video there. The guy that lived there, I've heard Harley's going into his house, and so for a while I've been asking my wife to talk to her boss and see if you could get a hold of this gentleman and see. I know he's got to work on the water cool stuff, the shadow. He showed up yesterday or day before yesterday with his wife. They work right over here at the government building. Real nice guy. He remembered me, and he's going to take it. And I said, I just want it gone through. I want new jets, redo the carburetors, everything on there. I want perfect. And so he's going to oblige me. I want running boards. I want to change the pipes. The pipes are okay, but I just don't like the way they sound. I want something a bit louder. But he's going to do it all. So hopefully I'll get that done. The little 125 I now have a license for and is registered. I'm going to take it over to the guy right up the street. My guess turns out my father-in-law knows the guy somehow through TOT, and have him put the knobby tires on, re-gear it, new chain, front and rear gear, new chain, new exhaust pipe, and then I might have to take it back to Honda. According to my cousin that redid the Wave and has the bike shop in Ubon, he said Honda needs to plug into it and dial in whatever computer deal or whatever they have on it. I wrote it to the, I call it the what would it be in the States, the DMV, and it's pretty cool. It's got a clutch. It's a regular motorcycle. It's a little bitty thing, but it's got a 125 motor on it. And that was my backup deal to roll on the trailer, in case I don't have the 125, it's getting serviced or whatever, a backup deal. And I thought it weighed less, but they're within like, I don't know, freaking like 10 pounds of each other. And the thing's like half the size. So I go figure. I don't know. I just made the assumption. Horrible. I know better than to make assumptions. But people have done it. You can find YouTube deals on these MSXs, Groms, and you might have to do some stuff with the fender because the fender's way too close to the knobbies, and I guess a bunch of mud and stuff can get back in there. So I'll have some other mods that I'll need to make on it too. But it's pretty cool. It's a nice little bike to have around. Plus, it's a good thing for the kids to learn how to drive any kind of a manual. I'm kind of a stickler on that. I even if they got an automatic and all that, but I think everybody ought to know how to drive a manual transmission vehicle of some kind. Yeah, I put the crash bars on, and I put the foot pegs on the Forza. The Shadow has a set of front crash bars, and I've already bought those. Those all bolt on too. Somewhere in this house now, my mother, I'll probably never find them, is the running boards for the Shadow. I bought those too. If I have to, I'm just going to tell the guy, just get all the crap, buy it yourself, whatever. I want to get it done because I want to ride the damn thing. It reminds me of, it gives me that that V-twin little Jones and that I'm going through. I don't want to spend $1 million baht to satisfy it. I've already spent 100 on this one, and I'll probably spend another 20. So, but that's okay. And 750 is 45 cubic inches. So I mean, it's like a 45. It's like a, it'll be fine. Is it underpowered in my opinion? Yeah. So was the Himalaya, and the Himalaya is gone. Douglas took that. It's with the manufacturer now getting the once over on the electrical and all that kind of stuff. But I drove it to the post office. It ran good. He wrote it afterward. It ran good. The back brakes were gone. He said it needs a master cylinder, and but otherwise the bike runs good. It was a good bike. It would have been fine, except I just have too many, and I'm not gonna do any off road shit. I'm just not gonna do it. It has 28 horsepower. The Shadow, I own one. Yeah, and this one's gonna have a little bit more. I'm gonna have the guy do a little bit of modifications to it. Nothing drastic, but yeah, I mean, it'll be fine. I don't see anything. I don't see any. Now, out. Yet they broke in here yesterday and ripped over my bowl of rice soup, broke it on the floor, and then went into my trash. So I've got to figure out a way how to lock this door, because this slider is the one that doesn't lock. The one that goes up against the wall that I can't even get to because the couch is there. That's the one that locks. So I got to figure out how to do this. Yeah, I've got. I'll put the. The. What do you call it? The Apple or whatever the what do you call those in the car you got? Apple Care, Apple Car. I don't know. Yeah, or Android. I got one for the bike, and it's on the Forza right now. It works perfect. It picks up my GPS. I don't have to put. The reason that I got it was a lot of people were saying, I've got the iPhone 15. It cost $1 million, right? And a lot of people are saying when you bolt them on, or when you put them in phone holders on the bars or whatever, they're vibrating. They screw up with the stability control, and they screw up your phone. So I bought this because it was reasonable, and you just put it in your pocket. The GPS goes through there. I have earbuds that I tie into it, so I run my music and everything. It's got a bigger screen on it, and it's awesome. Best thing about it is I just buy another ball mount, put it on, and have a USB plug. I unplug the thing, one little bolt that comes off, goes on the other bike, whatever bike, and plugs in. That's it. 3 minutes to change it. So you don't need 4 of them, because I would have put it on the Himalaya, I would have put it on the 125, on the Forza, and I'll put it on the Shadow, and maybe I'll put it because all you need is a USB plug, and those ball mount deals, they're from Lasada, they're almost free. So I'll just buy 3 or 4 of those and bolt them on. But that works out good, and I get my tunes. I have Apple on my phone. That costs me whatever it is. And I got the family plan, so everybody's got it. But it works out good. So I got, lineups of the 80s, the 70s, and the 60s, and they have, like, in the deal that they put together, 175 songs. So I mean, I could make a 6-hour trip and never listen to the same song. Yeah, Scout was a good bike. Real good bike. One of my favorite movies. If you guys haven't watched that, with, what is it? World's Fastest Indian, with what's his name that did the what was his name? The one that did the Cannibal Lecter. He's in it. Awesome freaking movie. It's a true story. He came from, not Australia. He came from, what's the other island out there? Anyway, down under, but not Australia, and made the trip in the I don't know exactly what year it was, to the salt flats, and they weren't going to let him run. It's a freaking awesome movie. If you get the chance, World's Fastest Indian. is the name of the movie. Anthony Hopkins, you got it. Have you seen the movie, Andrew? Awesome. New Zealand. That's it. Scott's got it. New Zealand. Excellent movie. I guarantee you will enjoy it, regardless whether you like motorcycles or whatever. But he had an Indian Scout, made his own pistons, made his own modifications of the thing, encased the thing in a torpedo skin, and drove it himself. He was old as me with a heart condition. Just an awesome movie. Yeah, you saw it. Awesome, right? You like it or no? I mean, you don't even need to be a motorcycle guy, right? It's a good story, man, and a true story. Speaking of Indians, Pinwheel Rider has shown up in the algorithm. Not sure what is better looking, her or the bike she rides. Yeah, there was another one. What's the other one? The one that pops up in mine. I can't remember her name now either. She's got 1 million followers. But it was an Indian Scout. Yeah, even the old the 45s and all the stuff, the hot rod ones that they did way back when, they made them run, man. You'd be surprised. And the knuckleheads when they or the flatheads when they came out with the 80 cubic inch motors. You could hot rod them up pretty good back in the day, and I'm talking way back in the day, late 60s, early 70s. But God, it was so cool because I did build some bikes, panheads, and I think the most I ever paid for a complete basket case was $900. And now, hell, you couldn't buy a wheel for $900. Well, I guess those days are gone. I should, with everything too. I mean, I had cars too that were worth unthinkable money now. Funny shorts with short legs. But yeah, I watch a lot of that solo camping, solo moto camping. I like the catch and cook fishing stuff. I like a lot of that stuff. I've been watching now. Jam and Jim are going to be doing van life fairly shortly. I think after the first of the year, and so I'm interested in following them. That'll be cool. And I watched James when he fulfilled his fantasy for 8 months or whatever he was when he went back to the States. And I always thought about that too. And even with the camper, with the trailer, if I could have got the right van, and the van, and who else did it was Les, retired. God, my mind's gone. Sorry, Les. Anyway, he just did his stuff on some solar stuff he put in. He's a wealth of information, but he just did a video on the rebuilds of these vans that they do. That they're taking like 10 and 12-year-old vans, and I guess they're refurbishing the motors and stuff. I think, and then they're putting all this newfangled air conditioning, making them a real van, which is fine. And I think they're even semi reasonable, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000. But you still got a 12-year-old van, which there you go. Thanks, David. Retired, living the dream. Both those channels right there. If you guys aren't subscribed, you should be. Help David out and don't give up. And Les, like I said, man, the guy he spent many a year here in Thailand. He's from the UK. He's a wealth of information and a great man, stand-up dude. No doubt. My brother in morning from Five Farm. You get any visitors yet? I think I'm under the impression that you're going to get a couple of visitors shortly, or you might already have. And I've been talking about coming your way again. I'm happy with the trailer, the way it pulls. I'm happy with the tongue weight. The only thing I'm really not happy with, I think I want to go with a wider tire and go from 15 to a 16. The guy didn't put the 16s on because he thought there wasn't going to be enough room, but there's enough room for him. So that might be the only change that I make in it. Otherwise, at 80, 85 kilometers, I went up to 90. I had my mother-in-law and my wife in there. And like I said, I didn't want to scare the shit out of them. So I didn't push it. But I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. most of his visits slither. Pending. Okay. I won't let the cat out of the bag yet. But yeah, so I'm hoping to come your way too. I want to get by and see Douglas. Probably all going to be after the first of the year now because I've got too many semi commitments between now and New Year's. So I don't have to go to Chuck's, although he did invite me to come to his Christmas party. I was supposed to play Santa Claus, but he's not going to do that this year. Next year, he said. So I told him I would do that. But he did invite me in. If I can squeeze it in, I might go. I don't know yet. I didn't ask him what day it was because, like I said, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd is my birthday. Those 3 days I'm going to visit somebody and having a barbecue. And then on the 28th, I'm going to Pateo. The kids are coming over for 5 days, basically, and then coming back home. So after that, between there, then at the end of the month, I've got Joe's wedding. So if I do what I want to do, I'll be leaving in the middle of January towards Joe's place with the trailer. So it might be even into February. In February, I was knocking around the idea of going back to the U.S. And then March is when the kids have off, and we're trying to schedule the family vacation in March. So I don't know. Maybe I guess I let a lot of crap that more crap than I think, I guess. I don't know, but I want to come that way, one way or the other. Because it's all, even for me, it's a 2-day trip. I'll just pull over somewhere, sleep in the camper for 5-6 hours, get back up and drive the rest of the way. So it shouldn't be a problem. Hey, Maui, how you doing? Hope you're well. Your birthday, my birthday's on the 21st. Oh, really? Yeah, 22nd. My friend that I did the air conditioning with, we went through pretty much the end of 5th and 6th grade all the way up, and then forever. Then for the 21 years that we did the air conditioning together, we saw each other damn near 7 days a week. That's what I was saying. Had one argument in 21 years, and that was it. I was gone. But he's a good man. He's gone now. But he was born on Christmas Day. So we used to have a hell of a blowout between. We used to usually have the company party on my birthday on the 22nd. And then we just keep partying all the way through Christmas. And that was back in the 80s, if you know what I mean. Drug influence was heavy. Cocaine was flowing freely. Crank was flowing freely. Everything was. Acid, mushrooms. I mean, it was definitely the 70s and the 80s were definitely the drugs, especially in Southern California. But it's been 30, 40 years for me. Nothing. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. But let's see. Yeah, so I don't know. That's basically it. It's been 45 minutes. I'm going to probably do only an hour, unless a bunch of people flow in. We're up to like 12 people coming in now. It seems like people come in later. But I haven't got notified. My wife's going to notify me. Got some kind of a leak in the pool somewhere. I'm thinking it's in the light because I've let it go for a week and a half now, and it's come down below the light and it's stayed there, and it hasn't leaked anymore. So at first I thought it was in the skimmer, and then it dropped below the skimmer, and I'm going, well, maybe it's not in there. And then I said, maybe it's in the bottom drain too, and it stopped at the light. So I'm hoping it's in the light. The only problem with that is that it probably undermined my freaking pool, which is kind of scary. So I'm gonna have to be careful about going in there, probably packing something down in there, see how extensive the undermining is, if any. And if it's not much, I'll pour a bunch of concrete. I'll get a concrete truck and pour a whole concrete truck underneath it, and leave it at that. But he's supposed to come and take a look at it this morning, so we'll see. Hey, Daniel, how you doing? Glad you could make it. But yeah, so I was hoping that I was going to be putting the solar kayak together. It looks like the battery box is clearing customs right now here in Thailand, so it'll probably be here by Monday, I'm hoping. So will the Bimini. The rest of the stuff that I need to actually build that, I should have by then. A couple of the other breakers, some more wire, and stuff like that. The stent for the battery monitor should all be here. And like I said, I'll do a video on that. And most of these ones that I've seen, they actually put it right up in the top of those battery deals are raised. Looks like 4 or 5 inches. So I'll probably be putting the charge controller. Like I said, it wasn't that. That's some of the wire, 10 gauge wire. This is a 30 amp MPPT solar controller, and that's the size of it. So I'm hoping that I can put that up in the top there, and I've got the solar panels and the main power from the battery, a fuse on the main power, a fuse on the 30 amp fuse on the both the power coming in and the from the solar panel voltage coming in, and then I've got some going out, 60 amp breaker going to an Anderson plug that I'm mounting in the side of the box. So all you do is just push it in, and that'll go straight to the trolling motor. Same thing, Anderson plug coming from the solar panel, the 220 watt solar panel on the roof. Just plug it in. So to take the battery box out, all I'm going to need to do is undo those two, and it's gone. So it should be good. I'm going to keep it nice and clean. Take my time. I'm not in any rush. Bear's here now. Should we let him in? Where's Jake? Jake's not here. I'll let him in. He's been a pretty good boy. Want to say hi? No? You want to say hi? Come here. There you go. There you go. Good boy. Shake. Good boy. Shake the other one. Good boy. Smart boy. All right. So I should be able to do it all in there. And like I said, I got some stuff I need to do on the kayak itself. I got to mount that Bimini top. And like I said, I'm going to have to cut. It's about, it probably will bow out a little bit, but I don't want it to look like shit. So it looks like it's got sliding and the top bows that go across it. It looks like it's got those little push button deals that come in and pop up. So I should be able to just cut off 4 inches, drill another hole for that pop up and pop it right together. The only thing is it'll come down on the sides more. If I don't like the way that looks, I'll give it to my mother-in-law and let her cut it down and sew it for me. But that shouldn't be a problem. It's going to be that much lower than, actually only 2 inches on each side. Should be a big deal on that. But I just don't want it to look like this, I want it to be symmetrical. And the panel fits almost perfectly across the whole top of the thing. It should be pretty cool. Like I said, that controller is going to give me all the information that I could ever want. How long the battery will last at the way that I'm discharging it. How much battery do I have left? How much wattage is coming in, charging the battery. It should be, I don't know. I'm interested in it. You guys will watch it because you probably want to be nice to me, which I always appreciate. Yes. Scott said hello. He said hi, Scott. Greg likes working with cement. Greg likes working with everything. I'm going to do the battery box. The only thing I'm thinking about now, where am I going to put this thing? What I think I'm going to do, I just watched. They make the cradles for them, and you just pull them up. I could put in the driveway. I have the overhang. I can mount it up there. Well, not me personally, but have somebody mount them up there, and then I can just drive the truck on, slide them underneath the kayak, and I'm done. When I want to take it, back the truck in there, drop it on the top, put it in there, and I'm gone. So I think that's what I'm going to do because I'm running out of space. Today, the lady that I rent the property across the street, she still wants to sell it. So what we're trying to figure out is how much she wants for it. It's a little bit more than I think it's worth. She's a nice lady. She might just want to get rid of it. But it's in 3 or 4 pieces. So I told my wife, worst case scenario, we might sell her mom and dad's place. I think get probably 2 or 3 million bought for it. And it's one of those ones, storefront, 2-bedroom upstairs. It's one that I put all the metal new roof across the back. So if we can do that, and she wants, 3 million for it, or 2.5 or whatever. So my wife, if it's in 4 pieces, maybe we can sell, 2 of them and get our money back and have the property for damn near nothing. So I did that a lot in the States. I always got lucky with real estate. So we'll see what happens. But she's supposed to come by today, I think. So we'll see. Let me put my. So I have to go through. It's a mess in here now with all the stuff. I'm bringing all the kayak stuff in here. Yeah, we could do that for sure, Craig. I'll have it on there. I'm going to keep it on the truck whenever I'm traveling. Because I think even you got some reservoirs around there. They're cheap, man. I mean, if you're just a regular dude that wants to paddle something, and you can buy a kayak for, I don't know, 10,000 baht, couple $300. And the biggest part for me is how heavy is it going to be? This one's, like I said, light, 52 pounds, I think. I put it on the truck by myself. I won't. That's why I bought this one. It's only 10 feet long, but won't take as much weight as the rest of them. But if it'll take my fat ass, a good 30-pound, 40-pound trolling motor, 100 amp hour, 12-volt battery, and the little bit of gear that I'm going to take, I'm not going to put 9 rods on the thing, 2 fishing poles. I'm going to bobber fish with worms. I'm not casting. I got a freaking bimini top and lines coming down and outriggers on the thing. I'm not going to do that. I would troll with it if they had lakes and stuff here with bass or trout in them, which they do have bass, I'm hearing, and they do have trout here in the streams, some places. So I just got to check into it a little bit. But my biggest concern was getting it on and off the truck by myself. Same thing as with the Honda. Like I said, it bumped out and fell in between the rack and the trailer. And I mean, not just kind of fell, it was down. It took 2 of us to lift that thing up and get it back up into the trailer. So when I'm going to do it, I had to narrow the rack and where the wheel went in. And like I said, those awesome freaking deals that I bought, maybe because they're retractable, they loosened up and I tightened them every time I stopped. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some plate and where the wheel is in the front and the back, maybe about 12-inch piece, and just weld it up to hold that tire and keep it from wanting to bounce out there, maybe 2 inches high or something. And if I go with the regular ratchet downs, I don't think I'm going to have a problem. But with the freaking winch and everything, I could do it by myself. It's freaking awesome. And like I said, I had a Jeep that I built a rack for that I put my 12-foot aluminum boat on there that I could do by myself. And I used to go to all the local lakes around me outside of LA. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, as far as boats and stuff, and me having the trailer limited me on what I could have. If I went with a 12-inch aluminum boat, it would be hard for me. I don't like disconnecting the truck from the trailer. It's a pain in the ass. I just want to set it up and be done with it. So I don't want to have to take it off, so I have to do it. I can slide the kayak off with the trailer on. Could I? Yeah, I could do it. It's not, it's just kind of a pain in the ass. I don't like the coupler that they're using, and I don't like the plug, the 13-pin piece of shit. It comes in. It's a hard. Spend more time trying to get the freaking plug in correctly than I do anything else on the freaking trailer when I'm leaving. So anyway, either that or I got to change the plug. So I got to see what that's about. Yeah, and I should be able to get a little bit of content on it. I don't know if anybody will watch it, but that isn't why I do it most of the time anyway. I do it because I enjoy doing the, filming some stuff I don't like. But everybody on this channel is always gracious enough to, watch it. I don't get views like people get. I get a couple hundred views, maybe 300 or something. I don't get it. I mean, I think even Kenny and Sumpit, he's getting 1,000 plus views. If you really want to do it seriously, and this is for you, David, just keep putting out videos, man. Put out shorts, put out videos, put as many, keep putting them out, keep putting them out, keep putting them out. The algorithm will pick it up. They'll push you more, especially when you get above 1,000. It takes a while to get to the 1,000. Don't get discouraged. But if you're really serious about doing it, that's what you got to do. You got to put out videos. And Kenny, he's puts out good videos. He's a likable guy, and he does a good job. Me, I do it because sometimes I like it. Sometimes I know people will be disappointed that I didn't take a video of this or that. But I do like editing, but I need to get a little bit more serious with the actual videos, and I will when I get, these have mostly been shakedown. I know there's been 4 of them, but shakedowns on the trailer because of the work that I did to it and not being stable and stuff. But that's all you got to do. And just put out shorts. Bobby and Jai did that, and they said they get a bunch of subscribers. I never did, but they'll put stuff on like truck going down road, Thailand. That's it. And they'll get 3,000 views, so, and pick up 50 subscribers. So, and that's the way the dumbest thing that I got, when I did them, got the highest views, the stuff that I thought was interesting and cool, I got nothing. So it doesn't make any rhyme or reason. Is Tune here? No. Okay. But just keep doing them. Yeah, don't get discouraged, man. You'll feel good when you hit the 1,000 was kind of cool, but yeah, make your baby. Yeah, anything. You see Bobby and Jai. Jai is a short making machine. She'll anything. Turtle, margarita. It don't matter. And she'll get views, and some she won't get any views. But I talked to Bobby about it, and a lot of other people, and just YouTube says that if you do a bunch of them, you can get a lot of subscribers. And granted, it's semi true. If they look at you and a short and say that guy's pretty interesting, click, I'll subscribe. So it does make sense. I just don't want to put turtle. I just don't. It doesn't enthuse me. Jai, she's got it down. Do anything. Truck on the road. Jam here. Too many cars. Whatever. She'll put it out. And Bobby too. It's hilarious. I love it. But he swears by it. He says he gets a crap load of them. So see what happens. There you go. Scott did. And if anybody else isn't subscribed that watch, I think most everybody is. How'd my camera get turned around? I must have done something weird. But yeah, I have fun. Like I said, when I stop having fun, you won't see me anymore on YouTube. But I can't see that there's too many good people in the little community that we have. It's a bunch of fun. It's nice not having the trolls around. They've been kind of leaving everybody alone. I've been kind of keeping my big pie hole shut about other people. Don't really care anymore. But it's nice. We have a good time. Like I said, is it all about Thailand? Most of it is, but if people got questions, like I said, the main thing for me now after what happened to me is what I'd like to get out is if somebody watches something like this, if you have an uncle, whatever, a grandpa, a dad, or whatever, lying on a couch and in his mid 60s and lost his wife who he loved dearly or a significant other. I should say, be politically correct and say significant other of 30, 40 years. Life doesn't have to be over. It can if you want it to be. Just sit at home and wait till you die. I had that option. I decided to come to Thailand and see what it was all about. And never thought, like I said, 6 years ago, if you'd have told me I'd been married, have 2 houses, 4 vehicles, a trailer, 10 motorcycles, 8 dogs, 5 cats, I said, you're full of shit, and love my wife and be married. I just said, oh, you are full of shit. But it can be. You're still going to love the significant other forever. It doesn't go away. The pain doesn't go away completely. It gets tolerable, but putting smiles on your face with animals and houses and smiling Thai people makes it freaking worth it. So I'm the luckiest man in Thailand. I got a beautiful wife who loves me. God knows why. I mean, I'm an old bastard. How old is she now? 42, 43? I don't even know. Anyway, her 2 girls, my daughters, they're my blood now. I got married. Great kids. Her mom and dad, great people. Aunts and uncles, they're all good people. And when we go to Ubon, it makes it nice. We help them out a little bit. They're more on the rural, out in the rice paddies, if you've seen where my house is and our house is in Ubon. The new house that the uncle built, which we helped him out a little bit on, he's almost done with it. Because the old stuff was some dirt floors, some concrete floors, it just, and like I said, it's just, the Thai people are unfreaking believable, man. I mean, the culture and the people are what keep me here, besides my wife. But I see that. They're all sitting around. They don't have enough money to even buy any kind of protein unless they go out and catch a fish or a frog or whatever. They're eating bamboo and they got sticky rice coming out the yin yang. They grow it. And with what they have, just smiling from ear to ear. They don't have a bot to rub between them, and they're just happy as hell, So when we do go there and take them out to dinner like I did there, they're just on top of the freaking world. And that whole dinner and everything cost me like 1,600 baht. So what is that? 45 bucks or something, 40 bucks. I don't know. Almost free for 8 or 9 people that we had there. And then you throw them a bone or something before you go, because you got to realize, like I said, money's relevant, to what you have and everything. And I try to understand that, because when you get around Thai people, I think you should watch what you say, Oh, it's only 3,000 baht. That ain't shit. No, it's a lot of money, to a Thai person. And maybe to anybody that doesn't have any money. But, like my father-in-law and mother-in-law, their retirement through the government is like 500 baht, 1,000 baht. That's it for the month, 15, 20 bucks, So to give them 1,000 when I see them, it isn't going to cripple me. But boy, it sure does raise their, hell, we can go buy some pork and chicken, and they have a good life and they're happy. They're happy with what they have. That's the biggest thing. This is what we got. We're alive. We're healthy. We're still walking around and, loving life. So do they get smiles on their face when we show up in town? Sure. Do they know things going to be better for a few days? Sure. And I told my wife then too, my mother-in-law and father-in-law want to move there. Okay. She stays here because we have 8 dogs and cats, and she makes me breakfast every morning and cleans the house and helps with everything here. But I told my wife, she's my age. I mean, she deserves, to retire or relax or have a good time too. So I told her after the labs get impregnated, except for Bear and probably the two little ones, they'll stay. She's going to take all the other ones and they might move to Ubon. Well, when I put this, I'm going to teach my aunt because she's, anytime when we're there, if she can get a chance to get in the truck, no matter, where we're going, she wants to get into an air conditioned vehicle. She's getting up in age to where she's freaking hot, right? So we did give them an air conditioner, but they're Thai people. They're not going to run it if they don't have no money, electricity wise, So what I said is once we put that in there, I'm going to teach her how to read that app. And I said, if you've got a good clear day, and you go to the house, especially if her sister's there, my mother-in-law, and another aunt from Bangkok wants to move. So if all three sisters are there, hell, sit there all day and turn on the big screen, watch Thai movies and pop popcorn or eat bugs or whatever you want to do, and relax, take a hot shower. I mean, all my water's free. I pump that out of the ground free, and everything else is free. Because that 5 kilowatts with the sun shining will run 1 or 2 air conditioners and everything that they could use when they're there all day. Sit there all day. Hell, if the battery will take it, sit there all night. I don't care. I just don't want to. It cost me I just did the electric bill. It was $4,800, which is the lowest here. Next month, I'll have a whole month of putting the grid, the battery, the solar panels, the battery, and then to the grid. And I watch that thing suck the life out of the battery during the day, little stuff. So mine don't do nothing now. So except at night. So I'm hoping the next one's down in the 225. I'd be happy as hell because I'm used to paying 7, 10, 12,000, 14,000 baht. Now theirs was just 1,600, which it's been around 225. So when I put that in there, that should be gone. I should have zero baht. And then if this one's only 2, I'm saving 10,000 baht a month of money I lay out each month. So, and they can use it. I mean, why not? We're not selling it back to them. If the battery's full, it's a waste. Go over there and turn an air conditioner on. Don't be miserable. Hell, tell people to come off the street for 10 baht. Sit, you'll give them a glass of water in the air conditioner for 20 minutes. I don't give a shit. When I'm there, granted, I'm not going to want, 200 people, but I'm only there once a month, maybe. I really like Ubon. I really like the pond, the fish. I don't know if you guys got to see the video, but if you watched and only watched part of it, go to the part where I filmed the fish is maybe 3 or 5 minutes long. I mean, they're good 14, 16 inches long. And they look healthy as hell. And we lost a bunch of them. So there's a lot still in there. But I told my wife, they'll select themselves. We put 200, 300 or 400 or whatever we put in there, and if they whittle themselves down to 70 or something or 50, that's how many can sustain there. It's just a fact of life and nature. So we might put some more babies in there. I said they're going to start spawning. They'll start spawning. So if there isn't a bunch of any kind of predator stuff in there that'll eat the babies, they'll survive. But obviously they must not be very big ones because some of those butterflies that we put in were 2 inches long. So I haven't watched anything here. Sorry guys. Let me go back. All right, let me see. What did I miss? Robert Mack. He's probably gone already. How you doing, Robert? Getting ready to leave Missouri in 2 weeks for California. 175 came to the traditional. Very cool. Yeah, I had the one that we did in Ubon. Well, it wasn't the wedding, but the house blessing. The wedding we did here was a couple hundred people, and the house blessing in Ubon was awesome. I'm looking forward. You haven't put a video out on it yet. I'm looking forward to that. When I first met my wife over 25 years ago, remodeled the bathroom to Western standard instead of squat toilet. Yeah, I can't do that. The whole village came to look. Yeah, newfangled technology, right? Hey, Patty, how you doing? Let's see. That's pretty good. I like that, Andrew. Yeah, that's it, Al. Got to be happy with what you got. My wife won't run the heat here. Really? Yeah, it cost me this one always cold. 80 degrees. I lived in central California up at 3,000 feet. So it wasn't anything like, being in a full blown. We got snow maybe 2, 3 times a year, 8 inches, and that was it. But it would get into the teens, into the low 20s, and I was on propane, and it was costing me a freaking fortune. And then I want to say about 5 years before she passed, I started buying cords of wood, oak, and I got it down to like a quarter of what I was spending on natural or on propane. Yeah, cool down the house yeah, exactly, and especially if it's free, right? I mean, why not? Now, if it's an overcast day, I'm going to teach her how to read the app. Look at the app, see how much is coming in, turn on the air conditioner, see how much is, how much is coming in versus what you're burning. And if that number up there on that panel is higher than what you're burning, sit down and have a Coke, So usually the lowest 62, and then the heat for about an hour. Yeah, she just was, I ended up putting a duct in and an inline fan that came right off the giant wood stove that I had. I had one of those tiered countries. Thing was damn near half-inch thick steel, and you know how most of these wood stoves, if anybody's familiar with them, they've got these little fans and a hose. This thing had a freaking 12-inch fan and on the back of it blowing freaking air in there, heated up everything. But our bedroom was down and around the corner. So what I did was I put I think it was an 8-inch duct, an inline fan came right on the top of the stove and ducted in the attic and put a registered in there and put it on a stat so that if it did get cold, if I didn't wake up to stoke the thing, the fan would shut off so it didn't blow cold air in there. And it worked pretty good. And the worst part about it, well, not the worst part, we had a wood burning fireplace in the bedroom that had the doors that shut with the deals and a fan and everything. But it wasn't very efficient, so we didn't use it very much. But I enjoyed 2 days, 3 days of snow, and I was like, okay, go away. So we were at the perfect elevation, right under 3,000 feet, 2 or 3 times a year. I think the longest that the 8, 10, 12 inches of snow lasted was maybe 4 or 5 days. Usually it was like a day and a half. So you went out and went, ooh, isn't that beautiful? And the next day it was gone. Yeah, get the hell out. I liked looking at it, but that was it. I missed it then. I got to go back and look at it because I watched a couple of your videos today, actually. So I'll go back and look. Trying to catch up on stuff. Just popped out for a second. Check the weather. Hometown 17. Oh, minus 17. Yeah. Yeah, no cold weather for me. Tell you what, it took me probably 3 freaking years to get acclimated to the humidity, though. I think if you're coming someplace like where Jake's at in Florida, or someplace with high humidity, you're used to it. But I mean, the temperature too. Before at 80 degrees, I'm just a ball of sweat. Now I'm fine. So a little breeze, just a fan or something, and I'm okay. This time of year here in Surin, I can get away with. It's the only time of year for about 2 months, I can get away without running the air conditioner at night. Just a fan, and I'm okay. Okay, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. We do have the lucky 13 people in here, you lucky people. And if you're people that are just subscribed, thank you very much. I think it says 58 subscribers in the last whatever month, which is a lot for this channel. So thanks, everybody. I never thought that we would get to, let me look here and see what I think 3,000. I never thought that I would that we would reach 3,000, and I think we might get there someday. We're at 2,723, 53 in the last 28 days. So, and thanks for the 230 some people that watched the latest video. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. But yeah, if you guys are new subscribers, and if you have a question and you don't want to jump in the chat and stuff like that, put it in the comments or something, or send me an email. I know it took me a while. Some people get jittery or they feel weird or whatever. Don't. The people in here are real respectful. If you're respectful, they are. So by all means. Let's see. My friend from Sweden flying tomorrow, Sweden to Phuket, 12 and a half hours around the war. Yeah, I bet it is. A good place to be, Phuket. I like Phuket. A lot of people, I don't know, some people don't like it because it's too, I liked it. But I was there pre-COVID, and then I was there for part of, well, no, I wasn't. It was pre, because I think I moved to Surin. Yeah, I did. I moved to Surin before I got sick, but it was still good back then. I was getting great deals on thing, but if for traveling wise, and if you got stuck, and I use that word lightly because I think it was a great place to be stuck, Thailand during the COVID crap. It was awesome for me. I dug going to beaches that were you'd normally pack shoulder to shoulder, and you have to look down the beach. And I think there's somebody way the hell down there. Good, stay the way the hell down there. I'll stay over here. And not that I don't like interacting, but I don't like interacting with somebody that I don't know. I know it's weird, but it I don't know. Sometimes I'm just weird. I usually know when to show myself to the door. What was that on? But yeah, I don't know. It was a great time. But if you're in there, feel free. Like I said, I got no problem with anybody anymore. They want to come in the chat. All you got to do is be respectful, and you don't have to agree with me ever. And when I ask questions, my disclaimer is I'm just nosy and curious. Nobody ever has to answer. Oh, was that really? Are you married? I'm asking because I'm curious. You don't ever have to answer me. Just say, no, I don't want to answer that. Good answer. So I got no problem with that. But don't feel, weird or want to know about visas and some of the stuff the people will know about. Some stuff we won't. But after everything, I will always tell anybody in here to check with the government, because you're going to get 10, 20 different answers on YouTube. And that goes with the different areas too. Like I said, you could be in this part of Thailand and I'm in this part, and we both went to get the exact same thing through immigration, and we had totally different requests on what to bring them. Okay, so when you're in where you're going to settle, that's where you're probably going to do your visa stuff. And then I'm talking about retired people. The people will get to know you eventually, and just always be respectful. And if you're dealing with the same people, more than likely you're going to be given the same stuff every year. And my wife's got it's always good to have a significant other, Thai person to be able to speak Thai and do that. Just don't get aggravated. You're retired. I said it before. What difference does it make if once a year you don't have everything that first day you go in there, you got to go back the next day for an hour? Does it really matter? It doesn't matter, man. You're in Thailand, for Christ's sake. Why everyone go to? I don't know. I think they're into the walking streets, and I think it's a little bit more on the, I don't want to say monger side, but people chasing women, I guess, is what pops into my mind, and that's only my opinion. But it's a little bit more. But I know in Phuket now, that's there. When I was there, I didn't know anything about that. When I got here, I was naive. I'd never been to Thailand, in 2018 when I came, the end of 2018. I was here for 2 weeks. I've been here in Thailand for 6 years now, and I've been into the only bars that I've been into that actually had bar girls was in Kamala when I went to meet Rob 20 Seconds in Thailand twice. It was the only time. I was in 8 months in Phuket and never went out after dark except for those 2 times. Had 2 beers and went back home. That was it. I was in, this one had died. So, I mean, I wasn't like the cheery, happy person. Let me go see how many women I can take down. But if I had to guess, that's what I would say, Patty. But I just liked it because I went down to the ass end of there. I went all over in that 8 months on the scooter, and 5-star hotels were $75 a night, $60 a night, including breakfast. I was used to in the States, 300, 400, 500 a night, to stay at a nice hotel on the coast anywhere in the U.S. So it was reasonable, and I did a lot of traveling when I was there, but I really did enjoy it. I know that the Hapatong is pretty much the same thing. Now, I lived 8 months there. I never went down Walking Street. I went over to Patong, if I'm saying it right, and did the immigration was there, and did that. And the Burger King was there, so I would go that way. And from where I was in Camel, I could go to the right 10 minutes and hit a McDonald's, and to the left, and maybe it was a Burger King there. And into Patong was 10 minutes away. It was nice. I could cruise. I really liked it. I really liked Kamala. If I wouldn't have met Nipno, I'd be dead. But I would have probably stayed there. Okay, let's see. What did I miss? Hey, Andy, how you doing? Hope you're well. Let's see. What is Al saying? It's not that weird, Dave. I want to try and watch the fireworks last night. It was pretty much just losing. Yeah. No, I don't do crowds. I don't like people touching me and pushing in. I don't mind. I shouldn't say that. I don't like touchy-feely people, especially people I don't know. Okay, friends and stuff like that, a hug or whatever, I'm fine with that. People I don't know, I don't want them touching me. I don't know you, and I don't mind even if somebody bumps into me. What I do mind is if you don't apologize. Hey, sorry, Jesus, I didn't see it. But some people, hate to say it, mostly Chinese, in my experience, they get a bad rap, but don't give a shit, and I don't like that. And I used to have a real short temper, which my wife says my fuse is getting shorter, so I need to sabai, she tells me, which I do. I could feel it too. I don't need to, go to a Thai jail or get kicked out of Thailand for something stupid. But they don't. I mean, what's the wrong? When I do it, I apologize. Oh, man, I didn't see. I'm sorry. If someone wants to get shitty and get in my face, that's a different story. Hey, it was an accident. But that I don't have it. But when they don't say nothing and just ram right into you and walk right past you, I got a problem with that. So I better if I stay out of those situations. And when we go there, if they want to go out into heavy populated areas, when we go there on the 28th, they can go. I'll stay. I got a problem. In the pool, down on the beach, I'm relaxing. But they're not really into that either, my wife and kids. But they like to go to the seafood markets. I haven't seen a Thai woman that doesn't want to go buy and eat as much seafood as she can possibly shove in her mouth and body in the shortest amount as time as she can. That's a Thai woman anyway. They just love to eat. And they're like 90 pounds. I don't know how they do it. Like I go out and I gain 10 pounds. But anyway, but I don't. But that's the only reason I can really see about picking Pattaya over Phuket. I like Phuket. More versatile stuff to do. Other side of the island, the PP Islands, all the islands off the other side of the coast. This coast, it has a bunch of a bunch more options as far as I could see. I was hoping for 2 weeks Phuket quarantine would go. Yeah, Mitch went, and he ended up staying like an extra 10 days because he didn't know what he was going to do. I talked to him before, obviously, and we were talking about it. And I was the one that kind of pushed him towards doing the Phuket thing, and yeah, he ended up spending 10 more days there, relaxing. So, been years since I've been to either. I think it could be the coast, but is less than Phuket for the most part. That could be, money wise. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I don't know. Is it? That's what and Scott's saying I have heard Phuket. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I guess everything is like when I was in Phuket, when I was in Kamala, it was expensive to rent a place. I had found a place for that first year. It was on a guy's property. He had the house in the back, and he had built a driveway down the middle and 2 standalone houses that had a front living room, a front porch, a kitchen in the living room, and a 1-bedroom in the back, and an air conditioner in the bedroom, free internet, free water, and electricity. 10,000 baht a month. And everybody said, I can't believe that you found that, And granted, if I would have probably, I was at that time I was taking off during the day, so I didn't leave the air conditioner on all day. But it was, so I guess it's all if you find a place. Now another place that I was going to rent up on the hill way back in, glass overlooking, you got a shot of the ocean and stuff like that. I think it was 2,500. I had rented that place before I met up with Nitnoy. I had given him first and last, and I had signed a lease. And then when I found out I was going to move to Surin, I went and asked the guy. I said, hey, if I just waive it, ask the owner if they can keep the first and last 50,000 baht. And I'd be happy with that if they let me out of the lease, which I could have just walked on the lease. I just don't like doing that. But they did. They took it, and I ended up in Surin. But I guess, I don't know. I've been to both places. Yeah, maybe Phuket a little bit more. But you could spend a lot more money in Pattaya with the restaurants and the steakhouses and the places where you can go and spend 3,000-4,000 baht, to sit down and have a meal and some drinks and shit. So I don't know. I don't know. But maybe, like I said, I think Andy goes down there with Kwan, and they wander on the walking streets and have a good time. But have you been both places, Andrew? Is it more if you're a male, would it be Pattaya or would it be Phuket? Nice beaches too. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. The beaches, if you're saying I thought the beaches in Phuket were better. Okay. So they do have, okay. So that's what you were talking about, Patty. I'm trying to catch up on what everybody's saying. And I'm almost caught up. Lots of Russians, Ukrainians, and Pattaya as well. Most of them just seem cranky. I don't know. The Russians are interesting people. But what was weird, and I think I've told this story before. When I flew into Phuket, and that's where I wanted to go check out Camelot to see what it was like for 2 weeks. And when I got there like some ridiculous red-eye deal, cheap flight, 2:00 in the morning. And I took to a nice hotel in Surin Beach, right above Camelot, if you're familiar with that area. And we're driving there, and 2 things that I noticed is I looked down the street and saw 20 7-Elevens and flipped out and said, what the hell is going on? And the other thing was every other sign was in Russian. And what I found out when I went there is that a lot of Russian people were just leaving then. They had been there, bought businesses, done stuff. Anyway, I guess they either didn't like what they had gotten in Phuket or they just left. And now the last time I was there, while back, there were hardly any signs in Russian. But I heard the Russian people were going back there. I know a lot of Chinese go there. A lot of them go to Camelot for their wedding pictures. You couldn't get a day that there wasn't 2 or 3 wedding parties of 50, 60 people walking around the beach down there taking wedding photos. Bride and full bridal shit and, the whole deal, just taking pictures. Weird. But I don't know. Let's see. I eat mostly Thai style, keep my budget under 1,000 baht a day for the most part. Yeah, I had a bot when I first got there. My budget was 2,500, and after the first day I was there, and I spent like in Kamala 800 baht, to eat and cigarettes and stuff like that. I said maybe I overestimated how much money I was gonna need, so I cut it back to about that. I think 1,200 is what I ended up when I was there, because I ate out a lot and some American food. But if you're eating Thai food, you can do that. You can eat for almost nothing, 30, 40 baht a meal or something. But I don't. Yeah, but that was the only thing that I saw when I was there. That was my two. That was the two things that I noticed was there was 7-Elevens on every corner, and every other sign was Russian. And the best that I got was I knew nothing about Muslims. The only thing that I knew about Muslims I didn't like, and I'm talking about the Muslims that our Quran says kill Americans and kill their children, kill their unborn babies, kill, 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 kill. I'm going, what the shit are these? This is a religion? Well, I come to find out later on in life that no, that isn't the main religion. Bunch of nice Muslim Thai people in Phuket, and they make the best masiman, and I had the best that I've had, except my wife makes pretty good masiman. Was in Phuket, but a lot of that. The only bummer with that comes along with that area is the first place that I was at. I was too close to one of them giant freaking speakers, and they go with that howling at 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm going, what the hell is this? The first morning I was there. So I made sure when I secured that house for a year, that it was, not extremely close to a giant speaker, or I would have paid somebody, a Thai person, go up there and clip those wires. I'll give you a couple $100 baht. Shimmy up that pole. I don't know if you guys have experienced that in Thailand, guys or gals, but it's annoying as hell. I know it's their religion, but man, it is not what I want to hear. I'm up at 4 o'clock now, so it wouldn't be that big a deal for me. I would just probably turn up the volume on my computer and be on my way. But it did whine, but a lot of good food. And I don't know if you see a bunch of the food videos from down there, you'll see a lot of them in their head wrapped in their food booths, and food was outstanding. My original planned budget was 15 by the day. Yeah. I was thoroughly amazed, and I went as far because I was never been on a budget before. You got to remember, I just give my wife money when she said she needed more. I'd give her more. I made a good living, grew a lot of weed, and so the money wasn't a problem. So I never had a budget. I never balanced my checkbook. My wife took care of all that crap. So when I came here, I would take out, what did I take out? 60,000, 60 or 80,000 baht. I don't remember. But whatever it was, I split it into 2,500s by no 1,000s, 1,500, and then a couple of hundreds, 5 or 6 or whatever 50s, and this many 20s. And I had a individual stacks for each day for the 30 days for that month. And so what is 2,500? Hold on. What's 2,500? Somebody can do that times 30. before I probably get my calculator under 25 times 2,500 times 30, 75,000 baht. So it was. I go into the bank and the ladies, and they were so nice in there. Couldn't speak a lick of Thai, nothing. And that was when everybody told me back then too. Oh, you're only here on a tourist visa. You can't get a bank account. Oh, bullshit. I went into Bangkok Bank, told them what I wanted. She showed me the paper I needed to go get, which was a where are you living residency deal. Even gave me a copy, blanket out everybody's name on there. Said, take this to Patong and take it in there. I went there. They grabbed me, pulled me in there. Said, I need one of these for a bank account, one to buy a scooter, and one to register something. Or no, to get a license, I think. Something like that. And they're supposed to be free. They charged me like 500 baht each. They see me coming from a mile away. I was happy to just get it. Went back, had my bank account that day. One thing they wouldn't do was give me a second bank account until I had a long-term visa. Then they gave me a second bank account. Now at Bangkok Bank, I could have probably went to one of the other banks and got another bank account just with the tourist visa. But yeah, interesting stuff. Thailand's a great place, man. Like I said, if you're not going to retire in your own country, definitely need to come to Thailand and check it out. If you're already retired, I would stay at least 3 months. 6 months would be ideal. 3 months is the reason I say is it's a good enough chunk of time to give you a pretty good indication of what you're up against. And that's pretty much the first break in your rent deductions. If you stay in less than 3 months, it's going to be up here. Then 3 months lower, 6 months lower, year lower, and so on. That would do. I was here for 2 weeks. Went home. The story about kind of being weird, waking up and thinking my wife was alive and she was dead, and I wake up 15, 20 times a night. Didn't dig that. 2 days later, I got a flight and was back in. Had to rent a hotel because that house that I got wasn't going to be until the 1st of January. And this was the beginning of November. So 2 months I was in a place, they called it it was a hotel, and stayed there for that. But I knew I came back with 2 suitcases, a backpack, and my computer case. And that's it. And I haven't brought any clothes from there since. My wife buys all these shirts and stuff for me. She finds hog body style sizes that fit me, and my nighttime pants and my pants that I wear. She's got me wearing shorts now, which I'm not a big shorts guy, but they are kind of comfortable. Anyway, I'm rambling. All right. In Cambodia, really, my wife's least favorite place. I haven't found a bunch of Thai people that embrace the Cambodian people. They've been fighting forever, I guess, and the Cambodians have a weird way of thinking everything Thai is Cambodian, according to my wife, anyway. All right, let's see. Was that what it was? Years of Russian ruble crap. Yeah, I got, now that you say that, Ralph, that rings a bell. And it was the same thing in 2015. I spent 8 months in Costa Rica, and the Canadians, when the Canadian dollar, I guess, was strong and stuff. Now you could own land in Costa Rica. They bought up a bunch of land and were going to build and all that, and their dollar tanked, and there was a bunch of stuff for sale. I almost bought a piece when I was there. I'm glad I didn't. I'm really happy with where I'm at. The people, pretty much the same, man. The climate, exactly the same. Just this side of the equator on this side of the world, same distance from the equator on the other side of the world. So you had your rainy season, your dry season. Most of the time, 90, 95 degrees, 85, 90% humidity, almost exactly the same. Ice in the beer, it was the same exact deal. People, pretty much the same. They called it Thai time. And what I found out when I was there is, yeah, can you put my tile down? Yeah. When can you do it? I can do it tomorrow. I'll be here at noon. No one shows. Day after they show up, they do the job, everything's fine. They called that tie time. They're never on time. They never do it. Come to find out, it was because 99% of the time, it's because their family, grandma's birthday they forgot about, uncle's birthday, they were celebrating on the beach. Really family oriented was what I get with the Thai people too, and the Italians. What I was raised in was really family oriented, and so a lot of similarities. If you ever get a chance to go to Costa Rica, I would definitely go there and check it out. The same thing. If you were to eat rice, beans, and bread, you could live there cheaply. If you wanted any kind of American Fruit Loops, or it was more expensive than here. The biggest thing that was probably similarly close, although way cheap, no, not way cheap, similar. I'll put it here: a 2-bedroom condo. After I had the big giant place on the side of the hill for most of the 7 months that I was there, a 2-bedroom condo, 3 blocks from the beach, with a pool, nothing extravagant, was $500 a month, which to me was cheap. Even back then, even more so now, but I don't know what it's like now. The rent and stuff like that you could get was closer to being what I would consider a place I wanted to go. Everything else was more expensive. Even the alcohol and all that was expensive too. Is that what it is, Andy? Easy to get a retirement visa? I don't know. Is it really tough here? I mean, I haven't run into tough here in anything. Have I had to maybe spend 2 days when I first came around to get my first retirement one? Yeah. But the 2 or 3 hours that I spend once a year now doesn't seem hard to me. Really, really nice pieces of pate. I don't know. I've been to Pate and John Tiem, and they're okay. But to some of the beaches that when I was cruising around Phuket, all sides of the island, down in Railway and stuff, freaking awesome. I don't know if you've been down that way. Freaking awesome beaches. All right, it's been an hour and 43 minutes. I was going to do an hour. I want to thank everybody for watching. The 12 of you guys that hung in, and gals that hung in. I appreciate it. I'm going to do my outro thing. Richard of Richard Travel did my intro and outros on my live stream. I want to thank everybody for watching. You guys are awesome. All the new subscribers, thank you. Hopefully, if you want to jump in, got a question, put it in the comments. Send me an email. I'll try to do my darndest to answer you. And want everybody to have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending where you are in this great big world. And I will catch you on the next one.